Did you know that Arizona has a sinkhole that drops deeper than the Washington Monument? Or that there's a cave system that maintains freezing temperatures even when it's 90 degrees outside? How about the fact that hailstones the size of soccer balls have fallen from Arizona skies? Well, Arizona is filled with crazy facts like this, and we're about to reel off 50 of them. While some seem too bizarre to be true, trust us, they are 100% real. And hey, don't forget to drop a comment and let us know which fact blew your mind the most. Fact 50. Arizona's underwater past. Let's start with a fascinating fact about Arizona's past. The entire area was covered by primordial waters long before cacti and coyotes called it home. Arizona's red rock formations are dotted with fossils of aquatic life, including sharks, trilobites, and ancient snails. The Colorado Plateau was raised by enormous geological pressures over millions of years, draining these ancient seas and leaving behind the dry sandstone layers visible today. The Grand Canyon was carved through rock where ancient fish once swam. Fact 49. Route 66. River Passage historic. Route 66 winds through northern Arizona, passing along rivers and between volcanic hills. One of the highway's most impressive feats is a tunnel blasted through solid, basalt rock. Many of the old Route 66 bridges have been turned into hiking trails, offering beautiful views of creek beds and hidden desert oases. It's the perfect blend of Arizona's natural beauty and American highway history. Fact 48. Saguaro land, giant cacti. The iconic saguaro cactus grows only in the Sonoran Desert, towering 40 to 50 feet tall, weighing up to 2 tons, and living for over 150 years. These green giants can store thousands of gallons of water, enough to supply a small neighborhood during a drought. In fact, the tallest saguaro on record reached 78 feet high before toppling over. At night, their white blooms become Arizona's state flower. Before you try taking home a bloom, Arizona has strict laws protecting them, making it a felony to cut one down. Fact 47. Salt River Canyon. The Salt River Canyon in eastern Arizona is a hidden treasure. Over a millennia, the powerful Salt River carved out this impressive valley, which drops nearly 2,000 feet deep. Locals call it Arizona's other Grand Canyon. The canyon's rugged beauty is especially noticeable during spring snowmelt, when adventurers navigate challenging whitewater rapids. Fact 46. The Grand Canyon's epic proportions. Try this on for size. The Grand Canyon stretches 217 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and plunges an entire mile deep. That's enough to stack 3 Empire State Buildings end-to-end in its depths. Rivers and erosion carved this masterpiece over millions of years, layer by geological layer. It's a humbling reminder of both time's power and nature's artistry. Fact 45. Mount Graham's Alpine Island. In southeastern Arizona, Mount Graham rises from the Sonoran Desert floor to over 10,700 feet of subalpine forest. This sky island is the only place in southern Arizona where you can experience true alpine conditions, snowy peaks, dense spruce and fir woodlands, and temperatures that feel more like Colorado. The mountain's exceptional height and clear skies made it an ideal location for some of the world's most powerful telescopes. Fact 44. Desert diversity snakes. If you guessed Texas, you guessed wrong. Arizona is the rattlesnake capital of America, home to around 15 different species, more than any other state. This collection includes the deadly Mojave rattlesnake, the sidewinder that moves sideways, and the hard-to-spot ridge-nosed rattler. These desert residents range from tiny babies the size of buttons to massive 6-footers. Arizona's got every dangerous and venomous snake species in the Southwest. Fact 43. Quadruple state. At the famous Four Corners Monument, you can literally do something pretty cool. Stand with one foot in Arizona, another in Colorado, a hand in New Mexico, and your other hand in Utah, all at the exact same time. It's the ultimate party trick for geography nerds and creates absolutely ridiculous family photos. Looking to do that somewhere else in America? You can't. Fact 42. It fits all of New England. Arizona is absolutely massive. You could literally shove all 6 New England states, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, plus the entire state of Pennsylvania inside Arizona's borders, and still have room left over. That's 7 entire states fitting inside one. So just where does Arizona rank amongst the largest states in the US? 6th, at 114,000 square miles. Fact 41. No camel killing. In the 1800s, the U.S. Army had the idea to use camels for desert transportation and brought a whole herd across Arizona's tough terrain. It didn't work out well for anyone, especially the camels. When the Army abandoned this odd experiment, Arizona lawmakers made it illegal to harm them. For a while, Arizona was probably the only place in America where you could get arrested for camel cruelty. Fact 40. Oldest city. Tucson is one of the longest continuously occupied places in the United States, having been inhabited continuously since 1694. Originally established as a Spanish presidio, Tucson is the oldest European town in Arizona and the second oldest in the continental United States, behind only St. Augustine, Florida. This city has been governed by Mexico, Spain, the Confederacy during the Civil War, and then the United States, 4 distinct flags over the same desert crossroads. Fact 39. Frank Lloyd Wright homes. The renowned architect Frank Lloyd Wright left behind amazing evidence of his love for Arizona's desert environment. Taliesin West in Scottsdale, constructed in 1937, is Wright's crown jewel, and one of at least 4 magnificent structures he designed throughout the state. He also designed impressive private homes in Paradise Valley and Scottsdale that seem to rise directly from the desert floor. His buildings blend organic architecture with the natural beauty of the Sonoran Desert. Fact 38. Volcanic flow reversal. Around Grand Falls, volcanic eruptions literally made rivers run uphill. When lava flows dammed up the Little Colorado River, they created massive blockages that forced water to flow backward and uphill during active eruptions. The U in Carret volcanic field vents were responsible for some of the most serious lava flows in geological history, flows so massive they repeatedly dammed the mighty Colorado River itself. Fact 37. Ghost towns. Arizona is filled with Old West ghost towns, each with its own story of boom, bust, and abandonment. Alongside famous Tombstone, known for the gunfight at the OK Corral, there are eerie places like Ruby, Two Guns, and Goldfield. When gold, silver, or copper ran out, most towns faded after thriving during mining booms. Today, they attract history buffs and paranormal investigators who believe these deserted spots hold more than just history and tumbleweeds. Fact 36. Mystery sinkholes. The Devil's Kitchen sinkhole, located just outside of Sedona, is one of Arizona's most menacing geological formations. This gaping hole in the desert drops a terrifying 660 feet straight down through limestone bedrock, then connects to a cave system that adds another 180 feet, creating a total depth of 840 feet. That's like dropping the Washington Monument into the ground and still having room left over. And get this, locals claim it keeps growing every year. Fact 35. Sonoran Desert water highways. The Sonoran Desert operates like a giant geological bathtub, catching moisture from both the Pacific Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico before getting trapped by surrounding mountain ranges. This unique setup creates a desert that actually collects water instead of just losing it. Hidden throughout are tiny isolated springs where desert pupfish still survive, living fossils from ancient ice ages when this region was much wetter and cooler. Fact 34. Volcanic highway. Don't let Arizona's laid-back desert fool you. Northern Arizona is sitting on one of the most active volcanic fields in the country. The San Francisco volcanic field is very much alive, with over 600 volcanic vents scattered across the land. The most recent eruption happened just 1,000 years ago at Sunset Crater. These volcanic explosions reshaped the entire ground, damming rivers and carving new canyons as lava flows redirected watercourses. Fact 33. UFO lights. On March 13, 1997, Arizona became the center of one of the most famous UFO incidents in history. Thousands of people witnessed a huge V-shaped formation of lights silently moving over Phoenix and beyond. It wasn't just conspiracy theorists. Thousands of credible witnesses, including Arizona's governor, reported seeing these lights. The Phoenix Lights incident has been the subject of numerous documentaries, but despite all investigation, no one has fully explained what those lights were. Fact 32. Ancient bedrock exposed. The Granite Dells near Prescott are home to one of Arizona's most unique and ancient natural features. The granite here is said to be 1.4 billion years old and shaped into unusual rock formations. Boulders have been rounded and shaped by spheroidal weathering, creating large, lumpy shapes that look like giant stone potatoes. Walking through feels like stepping into prehistoric sculptures shaped by time itself. However, these old rocks are rich in radon. Fact 31. Underground sky islands. Arizona is made up of two very different geological regions. The Basin and Range region, where huge desert basins stretch for miles, and the Colorado Plateau, an elevated area that stands out. Arizona's sky islands are isolated mountain peaks that rise from the desert floor, creating their own unique climate with ecosystems distinct from nearby lowlands. They're important refuges for plants and animals that wouldn't survive in the desert. Fact 30. Lake effect. Arizona has virtually no natural lakes at low elevations. Almost every major body of water, including the massive Lake Mead along the US-Mexico border, is actually a man-made reservoir. But head up to the high country in winter and you'll discover a completely different Arizona. Arctic cold can freeze smaller mountain lakes, turning them into desert skating rinks. And get this, the Flagstaff area experienced a legendary ice storm in 1963 with freezing rain and sleet that shut down schools. Fact 29. National monuments. The state is packed with 22 national parks and monuments, each offering a different glimpse into Arizona's incredible diversity. This includes 4 national parks and 18 national monuments, the most national monuments of any state. There's Canyon de Chelly with ancient cliff dwellings, Wupatki's eerie Pueblo ruins, Montezuma Castle's impressive cliff homes built into rock, and Organ Pipe Cactus National Monument protecting rare cactus species. Arizona has it all: rare ecosystems, geological wonders, and ancient cultures. Fact 28. Ecosystem mashup. Arizona is like Mother Nature's greatest hits packed into one state. It has almost every ecosystem imaginable, from classic saguaro cactus deserts to high-elevation spruce forests that feel like Canada, and even alpine tundra at its highest peaks. Arizona is the only state with 4 distinct Sky Island mountain ranges, mountains that rise like islands from the surrounding desert, each hosting its own unique mix of plants and animals. Fact 27. Wettest Desert. What's the wettest desert on Earth? Arizona's Sonoran Desert, stretching across western Arizona and into Mexico. This ecosystem gets a double dose of moisture from Pacific monsoons from the west and Gulf moisture from the south. This desert is transformed into one of the planet's most biodiverse dry regions by seasonal rains. It's lush enough to support tall saguaro cacti, palo verde trees, and even rare ocelots. Nature shows that deserts can be thriving ecosystems full of life. Fact 26. Havasu's Blue Waters. Deep in the Grand Canyon's Havasu Pi Reservation is one of the most remarkable sites in Arizona. Havasu Falls drops over 90 feet into pools of bright turquoise water that seem almost unreal. This isn't a tropical paradise, it's in the heart of desert canyon country. The striking color comes from high calcium carbonate content, which forms natural travertine dams creating perfect swimming holes. You can even swim behind the thundering waterfall. Fact 25. Travertine Arch. Hidden near Payson is one of Arizona's coolest secrets. Tonto Natural Bridge is a massive travertine arch made of limestone built up over thousands of years by an ancient spring. The size is staggering, 400 feet across and 183 feet high, making it possibly the largest natural travertine bridge in the world. The way limestone catches light creates a unique glow as sunlight filters through. Visitors can walk beneath it, standing under a massive structure shaped entirely by nature. Fact 24. Newly discovered cavern. In a world where it seems every inch of Earth has been explored, Arizona kept one incredible secret hidden until 1978. Kartchner Caverns is a massive limestone cave system near Benson, discovered in November 1974 by amateur cavers Gary Tenen and Randy Tufts. They kept it secret until February 1978. Today, it's a protected state park home to 2.4 miles of untouched underground formations. Stalactites and stalagmites are still growing after 50,000 years. Fact 23. Petrified Rainforest. Petrified Forest National Park is Arizona's time capsule, where you can walk among trees that are 225 million years old. It's home to the largest concentration of fossilized trees on the planet. Ancient Jurassic logs turned into quartz over millennia. These aren't ordinary gray fossils. They're beautiful pieces of stone with rich reds, purples, and yellows resembling stained glass. Crystallized tree trunks scattered across the park's painted badlands create one of the most unique and surreal scenes. Fact 22. Military history. Fort Huachuca near Sierra Vista was an active U.S. Army post for an impressive 133 years, from 1877 to 2010. Major events occurred here, including the final official U.S. cavalry charge in 1905, led by the famous Buffalo Soldiers on horseback. The fort also hosted the first American military helicopter flights. Over its long history, it played key roles in Native American conflicts and disputes along the Mexican border. Fact 21. London Bridge lives on. Back in 1964, a chainsaw businessman named Robert McCulloch was building a new town in the Arizona desert called Lake Havasu City. To make his town stand out, he did something completely wild. He bought the actual London Bridge from England, not a replica, but the original 1830s bridge that had crossed the River Thames for over a century. McCulloch had it carefully taken apart with each stone numbered, then shipped piece by piece across the ocean. When it arrived, it was reassembled over a specially built canal. Today, this piece of British history stands in the desert. Fact 20. City of Seven Wonders. Within roughly 80 miles of Flagstaff, you'll find an absurd concentration of natural wonders, 7 national parks and monuments. We're talking Grand Canyon, Petrified Forest, Wupot Key, Walnut Canyon, and Sunset Crater. Locals have dubbed their hometown the City of Seven Wonders because you can literally visit 7 nationally protected sites in a single day's drive. Fact 19. First dark sky city. Flagstaff earned the title of the world's first international dark sky city through years of effort. Back in 1958, Flagstaff became the first city to impose outdoor lighting restrictions. Combined with its high elevation, this dedication created some of the clearest views of stars anywhere on Earth. Flagstaff is home to the renowned Lowell Observatory, where astronomers discovered Pluto in 1930. Fact 18. Climate extremes. Arizona is like having 2 completely different climates in one state. Phoenix holds the record for the most 100+ degrees Fahrenheit days in a single year of any U.S. city. Triple-digit temperatures are common. But just hours north in Flagstaff, you'll find the complete opposite. Flagstaff has more nights with freezing temperatures than any other city in the lower 48 states. Talk about extremes. Fact 17. Cactus protection law. Arizona takes protecting saguaro cacti so seriously they'll throw you in prison for it. These iconic cacti of the Sonoran Desert can grow over 40 feet tall and live for more than 150 years. Some were already standing when the Civil War ended. Arizona has strict laws making it a felony to cut down or damage a saguaro, potentially years in prison for harming one of these ancient desert monuments. Fact 16. Deep canyons. Before you brag about the Grand Canyon being the deepest hole on Earth, pump the brakes. The Grand Canyon is about 6,093 feet deep, but that's not actually the world's deepest canyon. Tibet's Yarlung Zangbo Canyon plunges 19,715 feet down, over 3 times deeper. It's humbling that while Arizona's canyons are world-renowned, nature has carved even more extreme gorges elsewhere. Fact 15. Sky-high range. Arizona rarely does anything halfway, including elevation. It has some of the most extreme topography with a vertical range that'll make your head spin. Humphreys Peak, near Flagstaff, towers at 12,633 feet above sea level, high enough for snow. But drive to the opposite corner and the Colorado River at the California border sits at just 70 feet above sea level. Arizona has a mind-boggling vertical span of over 12,500 feet within its borders. Fact 14. No clock changes. Arizona basically said nope to daylight saving time. Almost all of Arizona chills on Mountain Standard Time year-round. No springing forward. No falling back, no losing sleep, no confusion, except for the rest of the country. The only rebels are the Navajo Nation in northeast Arizona. This makes Arizona one of only 2 states, the other being Hawaii, that have completely opted out of this bizarre time-shifting ritual. Fact 13. Ghost town, Nothing. There's actually a place called Nothing, Arizona. Founded in 1977 along Highway 93, this strange settlement was essentially just a gas station and a few residents. The town had an official sign declaring it the home of nothing. By 2005, Nothing had become exactly what its name suggested, completely abandoned. So now, nothing. Arizona is literally nothing but nothing. The irony is almost too perfect. Fact 12. Record-size hailstone. In 1995, the small town of Meteor, Arizona, experienced something that sounds impossible. Hailstones the size of soccer balls. A record-breaking chunk of ice measured 4.5 inches in diameter, officially becoming Arizona's largest hailstone. It fell during a particularly violent summer storm, proving Arizona's weather goes big, not just heat and dust, but supersized ice too. Fact 11. Tornado outbreak. While most think of Arizona as tornado-free, October 6, 2010 shattered that assumption. The state was hit by 11 tornadoes, the most ever recorded in a single statewide event. Most touched down in northern Arizona, including Flagstaff. This freak storm didn't just bring tornadoes, it unleashed baseball-sized hail. Arizona decided if it was going to do tornadoes, it might as well go all out. Fact 10. Dust storm tightens. Arizona's monsoon season unleashes terrifying dust storms called Haboobs, giant walls of dust from high winds rushing out of collapsing thunderstorms. The legendary July 2011 storm started near Tucson and steamrolled 150 miles north, building into a wall 5,000 to 6,000 feet high before swallowing Phoenix. When a Haboob hits, visibility drops to 0 in minutes, turning day into night. Fact 9. Closed ecosystem. Just outside Oracle sits one of the most ambitious experiments ever attempted, Biosphere 2. A massive 3.14-acre world under glass, completely sealed off and designed to be self-sustaining. Scientists recreated Earth's major ecosystems inside: a rainforest, coral reef, savanna, desert, and human living space. Built in the early 1990s, it's still the world's largest closed ecological system. Fact 8. Meteor crater. Scientists estimate about 50,000 years ago, a huge space rock zoomed through Earth's atmosphere at 26,000 miles per hour and crashed into northern Arizona. Barringer Meteor Crater is one of the best preserved impact sites on Earth, about a mile wide and 570 feet deep. NASA has used this very site to train Apollo astronauts. Standing on the rim, you're looking at a 50,000-year-old scar where outer space collided with our planet Earth. Fact 7. Thanksgiving Arch. Tucked away in the Navajo Nation is nature's own holiday decoration, Eggshell Arch. Every fall, from October to January, this pale arch puts on an incredible light show called the Thanksgiving Glow. As the sun sets, light hits the white stone just right, making the entire arch glow bright orange. It's enough to make you appreciate geology's wonders. Fact 6. Desert sinkhole. Cedar Pocket is Arizona's geological oddity defying nature's rules. Typically, sinkholes form in wet, limestone-rich areas where water dissolves rock. But Cedar Pocket popped up in Arizona's dry desert. Underground water dissolved massive gypsum deposits beneath dry sandstone. When those layers gave way, the ground collapsed, creating a deep pit that shouldn't exist. It's like finding an iceberg in Death Valley. Fact 5. Deep lava tubes. Beneath the forest near Flagstaff lies Lava River Cave, a massive underground tunnel stretching nearly a mile. It was carved by molten lava flows around 700,000 years ago. When the ancient flow drained, it left this natural subway system through solid rock. The cave maintains temperatures between 35 to 45 degrees year-round. Even on 90-degree summer days, inside it's as low as 35 degrees because lava rock is an excellent insulator. Fact 4. Swirling sandstone. White Pocket in Arizona's Vermilion Cliffs is one of nature's most striking formations. Over millions of years, ancient sand dunes were compressed and twisted into patterns of red, white, and gray. It looks like giant waves of stone frozen in time. Getting there requires rough four-wheel drive trails, but adventurous photographers find it offers some of the most stunning shots anywhere. Fact 3. Montezuma Well. Imagine a huge limestone sinkhole, 368 feet across and filled with strange water. The water is carbonated, loaded with arsenic, and teeming with thousands of free-swimming leeches. Not exactly relaxing. Native American legends claimed it was bottomless, but divers discovered something stranger. About 65 feet down, the sandy floor boils from underground springs. Nature created its own eerie hot tub with blood-sucking leeches and toxic fizzy water. Fact 2. Chocolate Waterfall. Hidden near Lupton on the Navajo Nation is Grand Falls, one of Arizona's best-kept secrets. It drops 185 feet into the Little Colorado River, taller than Niagara Falls, but most of the year there's no water. Grand Falls only comes alive after heavy rains or snow melts. When it flows, the water picks up orange-brown sediment, creating what looks like a giant river of chocolate milk, hence the nickname Chocolate Falls. You can see it active in March or April, after or June through September. Fact 1. Largest ponderosa forest. And finally, our number 1 fact. Forget everything you think about Arizona being all desert and cacti. The mountains around Flagstaff are home to the largest contiguous ponderosa pine forest on the entire planet. Over a quarter of Arizona's land is actually covered by forests, 19 million acres of trees. Not random shrubs, but 37 different species of coniferous and hardwood trees. A state famous for deserts is actually more than 27% forest. Wild. And there you have it. 50 incredibly cool facts about Arizona. From the largest ponderosa forest to that mysterious underwater prehistoric past, Arizona is one of the most diverse, strange, and geologically fascinating states in America. If you loved these mind-bending Arizona facts, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which fact blew your mind the most.